Hello.
Kenny, you said that you thought your program was a lot better than last year, but didn't know how it would compare against other teams. What did you learn in that regard tonight?
Yeah, our kids love football. I think that was the easiest thing to take away is the passion they have for the game. They play really hard. They practice really hard though, so it really is a reflection of how we've been practicing. We played hard, but what I was proud of was we grew from a playing smart. You know, there was a few times that we had personal fouls towards us from the opponent, and our guys didn't respond. And last year we would have lost our minds. And for us to be able to just lock back in and go make the next play and continue to make the next play is a lot of growth for the football team. But that's probably the number one thing. And then the fact that we dominated the line of scrimmage. You know, that team's a team that runs the football and stops the run, and they've been like that for 6 years. And the fact that we went out there and ran the ball for 240 yards, and I think we outrushed them by 201 or something like that, a little bit over 200 yards in the football game. There is no chance on earth we could have even come close to doing that last year. So it's testament to how those guys are practicing.
Michelle Gardner, Arizona Republic. Can you talk about the takeaways and those kind of setting the tone? And you've harped on that back to the spring, and yet you get too early, and that sets the tone.
Oh, it's unbelievable. I mean, we have been every single day. The guys probably are bored of it. We start our team meeting, and the only two things I show are effort plays and takeaways. That's it. Bad ball security, takeaways, effort. I don't show anything else. I don't show somebody make a superstar catch. I don't show a superstar juke move or a great. It's those two things over and over and over again. It's just to get in their mind that if you play really hard and you win the turnover battle, all of these schemes that you're about to go do are awesome, but they're obsolete. And we have to be able to do these two things and then go play smart football and execute and not commit penalties and don't kill ourselves. And I was game-changing when you turn the ball over at that rate. I mean, we had 2 defensive touchdowns tonight. I mean, and it was as close to a shutout as I think you could possibly get to a shutout. So in my mind, it's a shutout, and it's 2 defensive touchdowns, and awesome job by our defense tonight. And they deserve it because they've been working hard and they're playing with passion.
Coach, considering Sam Levitt.
Sorry, you're hiding back there. Very sneaky.
Considering it was Sam Levitt's first career start tonight at the college level, how would you evaluate his performance?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought he was poised. I thought, before the game, I just told him, be yourself. And when in doubt, run. You know, most of the time when you're a running quarterback, you're like, oh, I want to prove that I can throw it, right? So you get out there and you scramble. You're like, watch me show everybody that I can deal this thing. Like, no. Like, if you're athletic and you get out there, run and then fall down. And what I was proud of was he took that and he applied it to the game. And we talk about all the time on first and second down, we don't need you to be a superstar. We need you to manage the game. It's third downs is when you can extend plays, use your legs, because if you get sacked extending a play, we're punting anyway, so who cares, right? And that's when his running showed up, was those third downs, other than like some called runs that we had for him. So couldn't be more proud of how he executed the plan. Is there some growing pains? Oh, yeah. Well, there's some things he can get better at. There's some things we're going to grow off of, but the kid cares, and he's passionate, and he's talented. And if you have a care level, you're passionate, you're talented, and you're smart. That's why I have so much belief in what he is, but what he's going to become over the next 4 years.
And Cam, quick follow-up. And Cam told us how comfortable he felt on the sidelines today. Compared to last year where a lot of the offense seemed to fall on him at times, how do you think he handled being just Cam Skattebo being a running back today?
Yeah, he was way calmer than he was last year, but that's just the growth he's made. You know, I've harped on that this offseason, is how much growth he's had as not just a football player, but as a person. And you could see that. You could definitely see it tonight.
Since day one, it's been about activating the Valley for you. You start off year 2. I believe it was the second biggest student section turnout in program history. So what's it like to see, you know, the building blocks continue to grow as you try to activate the Valley?
That was unbelievable. The student section tonight was absolutely incredible. We got to figure out how to keep them in the second half. You know, there's so many distractions around this place that we got to figure out a way to keep them in the seats. But unbelievable turnout. And on that note, I mean, we play Mississippi State next week, an SEC team who just had a big win, or they won by a lot in this week today. And Doug, I'm going to put Doug under the bus fully on this one, but we've never won an SEC game in Arizona State history. So we need a sold out crowd with the biggest student section that there's ever been. We need it loud for 4 quarters all night long next Saturday.
Back to Sam's mobility and the third down conversions. He showed a lot, flashed a lot of the pocket presence as well. But is sliding a part of the conversation at all with him?
No, only because he's not great at sliding. So you just got to dive better. I mean, I know that sounds bad, but like sometimes, like I've coached kids who struggle sliding, and we do want to get him better at sliding. But if he's not a great slider, it's kind of an awkward thing to do if you're not good at it. And we've practiced it a little bit, but it's just not comfortable for him. So he's just got to learn how to slide forward, like dive slide, if that makes sense, to protect himself some. I think it'd do him a disservice to try to get him to slide and jam his cleat in the ground. But I definitely don't want him to get hit as much.
And then, Coach, how do you feel on like both sides of the ball, offense, defense, with the communication and just like the on-field adjustments with everything that's new? How do you feel that went tonight overall?
Yeah, I thought it went great. I think both of our coordinators and our staff did a really good job just popping back forward from channel to channel and just listening to the communication and what we're talking about. And we're talking about this is what they did this time. So this is what we ran this last drive. It worked. So they're going to come back with this counter punch. So we're going to call this counter punch preparing for the counter punch, and being able to listen to that on both sides of the ball, that we were thinking about the counter punch, not thinking about what just happened. Knowing that they're on watching the video too, and what's their answer schematically based off tape, and we were, counter punching early. And I think that's just a testament to the staff and our guys' prep because it was really, really, to be honest, impressive from those guys bouncing back and forth.
Yeah, Coach, what about Wyoming do you feel like allowed you guys to get pretty much whatever it was you wanted offensively and defensively today?
I don't think it's anything about Wyoming. I mean, that's a good football team. That's a football team that returned 17 starters, that won 9 games, that beat Texas Tech last year, was tied versus Texas in the 4th quarter. I think it was about ASU football, and I think our guys came and played our brand of football.
You talked earlier this week about how fumble recoveries are essentially an effort stat. You got one later in the game when your team already had a very comfortable lead where so many guys swarmed to the ball. Obviously, Watley got the touchdown on that. What was that a testament to in terms of your reaction when you saw that?
Yeah, probably a testament to me screaming bloody murder when the ball's in the ground and they don't get it immediately. I mean, you could argue if it was forward or backwards, it was close. It was one of those that's ruling on the field's going to stand. They're not going to overturn it, but guess what? We fielded it and we returned it because it's a habit. It's a habit. And, I lose my mind when plays like that. Like I said, that's the stuff I show every day to start team meetings because you never know when it's going to show up. So for it to show up game 1, what was awesome on that play is the play before Watley had that touchdown. They ran out or mid-zone to the boundary. Watley was the 5 technique. He collisioned the tackle, swiped underneath to make the play in the B gap, which is exactly like we coach and teach. Comes back the next play. I'm screaming at him, great job. The next play, picks up the ball and runs to the end zone. So unbelievable job by him being able to refocus himself and stay focused on the details. 2 good plays in a row.
Patrick Auer, Cronkite News. Coach, you talked about with Brian Ward, just his impact. You bring him in from Wazoo. You played against him many years. Just what he's brought to this defense, the energy, the intensity, and just the aggressive nature that we saw on display tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we play aggressive. We don't play scared. We play to be as aggressive as possible. And I think that's what our guys believe in, is that we're going to attack and attack and attack and attack on defense. And tonight we swarmed the football. And you could see the effort. I mean, you're watching their running back get tackled by 4 to 5 guys almost every single snap because our guys are swarming. And that's a testament to Coach Ward, Coach Coop, all of our staff, and just what they're demanding the expectation to be, and a testament to our leaders, a testament to X and Shamari and Clayton and Keyshawn and Crook, who wasn't out there today. Hopefully he'll be back in the next few weeks. But I mean, just a testament to all those guys and the work they've put in. Like I said, what you saw tonight is what's practices looked like. That's all it is. It's what practices look like. And if we continue to practice like that, it's going to be easier in a game, and we're going to continue to have success. And I'm just excited for when we have to get to respond to some adversity, because we didn't have any bad adversity tonight other than the horrible 4-minute drill that we executed at the end of the first half, which was embarrassing.
Yeah, you did miss a couple field goals tonight. Your thoughts about just that, the special teams aspect? You had some other things went well, but the kicking.
Yeah, obviously at the end of the game, put in a Kiefer who hadn't played, and he wasn't really loose, and it probably wasn't fair to him to just throw him in there at the fourth quarter when he wasn't really warm and he's standing around for 3 hours, but I wanted to give him a chance. At the end of the half, that's just a combination. Bad job by me. We have the ball on the 11-yard line with 50 seconds left. We get a penalty after a timeout, specifically take a timeout so we can discuss something. Then we get a delay of game on a check play. Then we come out and we take a sack when we can never take a sack there, right? Because we're in field goal range. All we want to do is win the middle eight. And then we come back and we throw a ball out of bounds. We save 18 seconds on the clock when we wanted to run the ball. It was a draw tagged. It's just as bad of a we can't do that if we want to win close games. And I lost my mind, because it's like that's the type of stuff that you can't have. You can't have that bad of an operation there at the end of the first half if we want to win close football games in the Big 12. And that's something we got to get better at, and I got to get better at.
Coach, you've mentioned this fall how the linebacker room has been one of the most special and most improved rooms of camp. Obviously, the two interceptions were out of the gate today. What is so special about that room?
Well, I mean, both those guys were team captains. It's funny how that works. Like, I won't forget. Zyrus went in the portal, and they're like giving us the description, and they're like San Diego State, and they read me all these stats. Then the last one, they're like team captain. I'm like, why didn't you say that first? Like, what are we talking about? This was a team captain for one of the best Mountain West schools, one of the best non-Power 5 schools in the country. Yeah, I don't even want to watch tape. I don't need to watch tape because he's wired right. Let me talk to him. And then Keyshawn Elliott goes in the portal, and it was, he's the team captain for a team that won the most games that they almost ever had in school history. Are we really going to watch the tape? Like, what are we doing? Obviously, these guys have something about them that's different. And if we're going to get carried away in analyzing the film, and is his hip mobility as good as the other guy, and does he open and run? What does that matter? They're team captains on football teams that are traditionally really, really good, or a team that overachieved at one of the highest levels of a team could overachieve last year. You want them on your football team. And I think tonight was just the ultimate reflection of that. They go out in the first two drives, they both get interceptions. It's like, well, ding, ding, ding. Take team captains.
Time for a few more, Jesse. Do you feel like you guys were a little maybe overlooked in the offseason?
Oh, I don't care about that. Yeah, I mean, no, I don't. We won 3 games the last 2 years. We signed a bunch of kids nobody wanted. So, nope, I don't. I think we're right where we should be.
Kenny, coming into this season, the expectation was that your running backs room would be pretty deep. Today, Scat, DeCarlos, and Kyson all scored touchdowns. What did you kind of see from that group today?
Yeah, I was balanced. I think we got to keep guys fresh, and you could see that. Even Jason Brown got in there late, and I was glad to be able to get him some reps. Alton got in there, Sip with the big screen. But I think with all those running backs and everything that they did tonight, I think you really have to make our O-line, like, you've got to really tip your cap to how they played the game tonight, because I can't count on one hand. I mean, I can maybe 2 fingers the amount of times that there was a potential TFL. And when you face a really good defense that doesn't allow teams to run the football with their returning starters, and you don't have guys in the backfield all night in the running game, kudos to them. Kudos to Leaf, Ben Coleman, who hasn't played a game in 500, 600 days. Max. I mean, all those dudes just played lights out, in my opinion.
Hey, Coach. I know tonight probably went according to plan. Was there anything that kind of surprised you out there at all?
How bad we were in the end of the first half. That surprised me. I pride myself in winning the middle eight, and that was really, really bad. Uh, we didn't sky punt a sky punt we should have. That's my fault. I flipped headsets. We bad job there in the middle of the third quarter. That surprised me. Yeah, I mean, I thought our players played really well. I thought there's things I got to clean up.
Coach, you talked about the importance of trust to this group and being able to trust each other in big moments. Not as much adversity tonight, but where do you think the chemistry is and trust amongst each other to do their individual tasks?
Yeah, I think tonight was a really big day for that. When you face a good team, like that's a good football team, guys. Like that's a good football team. We'll look back at this in 12 or 11 weeks and be like, whoa, right? It's a good football team. And when you have to face a team like that week one, which not everybody does, right? Sometimes you just get to face somebody else and hopefully it goes smoothly. But the guys' confidence level, they put in the work. The guys believe in themselves, and then to go play like that, it's just kind of a stamp of the work that they've put in. And I think that's only going to grow the team together and grow that, oh, whoa, it kind of worked. All that work made us better. Whoa, right? But if you don't see results, it's really hard to continue to work and motivate. And not everything's going to be roses and candy canes this year, right? There's going to be times that it smells, and we got to be able to respond. And that's really what's gonna, when we get that moment where we have to respond, is where we get to find out the makeup of our team. I thought we responded to the success well tonight, but we will fail. This is not going to be a clear path. We're going to face adversity, and we got to be ready for it.
Kenny, you mentioned the end of the first half where you have the delay and the sack, but I think Sam saw a possible blitz and he was trying to alert a protection there. So what did you think about just the football IQ that was on display for somebody who's in his first start?
I mean, to be really impressive. His poise back there, him calling out pressures, I think it was the second drive of the game, he flipped a pro versus nickel fire. Communicated it on our sprint out. He communicated to the running back that they're bringing nickel fire on a 3rd and 3. Maybe it was second quarter. No, it was first quarter. We were sprinting out to the left, completed to Jordan Tyson. And right there alone was like, whoa. In my mind, I'm like, okay. Like this guy's got it a little bit. Like he's got the savviness, and he got caught once. And to get caught once in a football game as a true freshman, like kudos to him. Right, really good job by him. He's sad, but he puts in the work. So, it's funny that the people that put in the work usually make the right decisions. It's just funny how that works. That work works. There's no way around it.
Even better than you expected?
Yes. I thought there'd be more freeze moments where he's just like, freshman, oh, yeah, my bad. I know that. Like, moments. Only a couple tonight. Only a couple where he got to the sideline and was like, what am I doing? Like, why didn't I throw the ball here? Or why didn't I do this? Not many of those moments mentally. There's a few throws he wants to have back. He'd want to have the corner route on the 3rd down and the 3rd quarter back that he threw out of bounds. But other than that, I mean, the kid played an unbelievable game. And I'm excited about the future with him. That's what really is exciting, is that kid has 4 more years left, potentially to play here. And I think this program is going to grow and is going to continue to grow, and it's going to grow with him. And that's super exciting.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.